Now here is a person that I have never spoke about on my channel, but I'm gonna talk about them today, only because they were trending on Twitter, and for what they were trending for, I said, sure, that's the reason why you not in a Marvel movie. So if you don't know who this is Kristen Stewart, however the hell you pronounce her name. Most famously known for being in the Twilight series, also known as the Sparkly Vampires and all that shit. And she is one of the most one-note actresses I have ever seen on screen before. If y'all have never seen her act in Twilight, good claim to fame. And she really kind of dwindled down after the fact, and she started doing more indie films after that. But she's also about to be in the new Charlie's Angels movie, which I saw the trailer for, and I am absolutely not going to see that. Mainly because they went completely feminist when they decided to get Elizabeth Banks to be Bosley. I'm like, Bosley is a man. You know what? I'm not even going to go there. I just won't be seeing it. Just leave it at that. But she's going to be in the new Charlie's Angels movie. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. So apparently Kristen Stewart did this interview where she was saying that she was warned that her sexuality would hinder her from getting a role in a Marvel movie. Now, if y'all don't know, Kristen Stewart has a very interesting dating life. She used to date Rob Pattinson, who played her love interest in the Twilight series. They were pretty much, that's where they met, and they had a pretty solid relationship until she wanted to act like a slut and sleep with the damn director of that Snow White and the Huntsman movie, which, by the way, I don't know how the hell she got casted in that, because Snow White is supposed to be seen as a pretty woman. And Kristen Stewart is mediocre at best in acting, apparently personality, and most definitely in looks. And that's when their whole relationship fell apart. And I think that's when her career started to dwindle, because people had especially a lot of young women had a huge love for Robert Pattinson. So they turned on her quickly, and then her career started to dwindle. So she pretty much had to pick the pieces up of whatever was left of her career at that time and put it back together. And now she's just now getting really back out there in the spotlight. But she said that she was warned that her sexuality would hinder her from getting a part in a Marvel movie. So apparently now she's with a woman. I'm not entirely sure. You know, in Hollywood, they all sleeping, licking, sucking, sticking, fucking everyone out there. I don't think there's really anybody who's not tainted, if you know what I mean, out there in Hollywood, unless they're a child star. And even with them, you got to watch them, because it's a lot of pedophiles out there. They don't call it Hollywood for nothing. And I'm looking at this like, are you serious? And it made me think of Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson has a very interesting dating life herself. It almost parallels that of Kristen Stewart. It's like one minute she's with a guy, or they'll pair her up with men in movies, but in her personal life, they say that she's living she's sexually fluid, meaning she will date or sleep or fuck or suck anybody, whether it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. But it seems to me like she's probably more leaning to a woman. And by the way, when she played Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok, that character was said to be Marvel's first LGBT character. And that was back in 2017. So I'm trying to figure out, what the hell is Kristen Stewart talking about? Kristen Stewart, it's not because of your sexuality. You're trying to use that as a crutch. Remember, I was just talking about that Ryan Russell, who's trying to get back in the NFL, and I bet you he's going to try to use the fact that he's a quote-unquote bisexual man to get back in. And I'm going to say the same thing to her that I said to him. It has nothing to do with your sexuality or who you decide to hold hands with and skip down the street with, like your Dorothy and her friends going to see The Wizard of Oz. It has everything to do with the fact that you do not know how to act. She is a one-note actress that can give a few facial expressions. I hate to say it, but damn it, Brie Larson is a better actress than she is. And she's not that interesting herself. How she got that Oscar, I'm not entirely sure. If y'all don't know who Brie Larson is, she played Captain Marvel, which is another character that they're trying to push into this that LGBT realms, so to speak, because she kept posting up images on Twitter alluding to this relationship that her character and the Valkyrie character are supposed to have later on down the line. Listen, Disney and all its theatrics, that the House of Mouse, that's all that there. Maybe she wants to be a character in Marvel so bad, so maybe they can have a threesome with each other. I don't know. Personally, I do not care. But Kristen Stewart, for you to come out of your mouth and say that the reason why you're not getting a role in Marvel is because of your sexuality couldn't be more false. We're talking about them going into a direction where it's going to almost now become almost more LGBT friendly. It's just the fact that you're not interesting. You are not a good actress. And you tainted your career when you decided to sleep with the director of the movie you were working on while being in a relationship with one of the guys that Hollywood really sought after at the time. They don't forget that. You don't forget it either. Every time you looked up and saw the door get slammed in your face after you should have been getting more roles after you did, what was it, 4 Twilight movies, 4 or 5 Twilight films? Like I said, it has nothing to do with you and who you decide to cohabitate with. It has to do with the fact that you are not a good actress. For me, Kristen Stewart is like the acting version of Taylor Swift. As y'all know, I don't like Taylor Swift with the booty. That's my nickname with her because she's another one who likes to whore herself around, but they ain't gonna call her no skank because she's supposed to be deemed as America's sweetheart. She's more like America's sweet tart. Don't, you know, it's so crazy. Good thing I don't have a lot of her fans to watch me because I would probably, that just on that comment alone, they would probably try to take down the video. But anyway, yeah, Kristen Stewart, it's just that you're not a good actress. That point blank period. You're not. They'll put another mediocre person in there before you. That's how bad of an actress she is. Anyone who has seen anything she's been in, even outside of Twilight, you'll know she's not a top tier actress by far. Like I said, y'all probably didn't even know that she, not only was she going to be in the new Charlie's Angels movie, but let alone that there was going to be a new Charlie's Angels movie, period. Until I said something. But like I said, they're going into a very alphabet community friendly zone these days. So for her to say that sounds very disingenuous. It's just that nobody really wants to work with her. As a matter of fact, that stunt she pulled back in 2012 when she slept with a director damn near blackballed her. I remember when that whole thing kicked off, when all of that kicked up, you could not stop hearing about it. That's the only reason I remember it, because they would not start throwing that situation in our face. It was like literally listening or hearing about the damn Kardashians. That's how intense it was at the time. But that's really all it is, in my honest opinion. But I think my opinion has some fact to it. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. And I'll talk to you in the next one.